Hi, welcome back. Today we're watching What We Do in the Shadows. Not us, other people. What other people do in the shadows. Not people, vampires. What vampires do in the shadows.
Did you plan that?
No.
That was good.
Oh, thank you. Well, now that I've thought about watching what vampires do in the shadows, I feel a little, I feel like the creepy one.
A little voyeuristic.
Oh, yeah. We've seen the movie. It was a little while ago. Do you remember much of it?
Yeah, I remember some. It was a little goofy. Like, I want to say like a little campy.
Sure.
Does that make sense? But I enjoyed it overall. I don't know if I'd watch it again.
Yeah. I think it could have been tightened up quite a bit.
I mean, maybe that's what this will do.
Maybe so. I enjoyed what they did. I enjoyed a lot of the funny parts, but I felt like there's a lot of stuff that I would have liked to see tightened up. So
I like vampires. I like vampire stories. It's fun.
it's fun to do stuff like vampire comedy, right?
Yeah.
Those types of contrasts are always...
I do really love that kind of contrast.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful that it'll be great. All right. So if you're watching along with us, click play now. Staircase is great.
Yeah.
That's cool. A vampire getting stuck. Getting stuck in his coffin is pretty funny.
Based on the
Film.
film. What We Do in the Shadows. Title card. Teleplay by Jermaine. Directed by Taika. So,
Is he in it as well?
Is he? Is that the pig in Disenchantment?
Please let the Baron be Taika. Their fangs are really nicely done.
I want them to all be like, you're not a vampire.
Yeah. I I like the bit, but I don't feel like it suits.
No, I feel like you can't.
Story.
Yeah, you can't have like the folks with fangs and hissing and flying. It's like somehow they got this like terribly boring roommate who thinks he's a vampire.
That would be funnier, I think. Aw. Oh my gosh. I don't feel like I just don't buy that a vampire would mispronounce crepe paper, like, or think that it was creepy. Like, I don't know. I just don't believe it. Like, you've lived here for like 400 years?
Right.
Are you an idiot?
Right. It's like either you need to have like woken up yesterday from like a 500-year sleep, or you need to be like totally. You need to be like a third culture kid, right? Where you're trying to balance like being a modern. Oh, yeah. Did we set up that they're like just woke up yesterday?
No. No, they've been living here.
We get it. Guillermo wants to be a vampire.
Yeah. I want to like it.
Right.
I feel like it just doesn't maybe like it's not.
There's too much contradiction of like them being modern and ancient, but in like contradictory ways. And I don't understand why Guillermo's like so old fashioned.
I don't. I don't want to see them get eaten.
Mm-hmm.
It's freaky. He still wants her number?
Yeah.
He's read Twilight, but he doesn't know how to sign a thing on a.
Yeah, right. I, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to feel right now. Like, is it supposed to be creepy or funny or?
Scrap. You didn't notice the dark.
I was just gonna say, I feel like once you introduce this character with the creepy music and like the like all that type of stuff, the mockumentary genre, like I feel like you're stepping outside the mockumentary genre.
You were just asleep. We already know they can hear through their coffins.
Mm.
I don't get this.
It doesn't. That bit doesn't work. Aww.
Well,
Mm.
like fur in there. All right.
Credits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, got a little.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Doug Jones. Doug Jones. I'm pretty sure Doug Jones is the guy who does this character, and
Oh.
like the fish man in. What's the one I really like?
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. I'm pretty sure he's the guy who does all those.
So
He's
is
like,
he the Baron?
I assume so.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he's done so much stuff and no one knows what he looks like. I mean, not no one, but like
Right.
people don't recognize him ever.
Sure.
I wasn't into it.
I'm kind of disappointed because that felt exactly the same as the film.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure that this adds anything.
I mean, a lot of people really seem to like the film. I feel like it's just, they did something really interesting and different.
Yeah, it's tough again. I feel similarly to how I felt on Upload when we watched Upload, which is that it's a brilliant concept. So there's so much potential, but it requires a good amount of
World building.
world building and planning and rule. Right, I guess part of world building is rule building, right?
Right.
Of getting to know, like, what are the rules around these characters.
I don't understand what the rules are.
It's like you said, you're telling me you, one, have heard of Twilight, and two, like, either read Twilight or know it well enough to know that they have glitter.
Right.
And that you want to be like that. So on some level, you want to be modern and, like, progressive. But at the same time, there's all these, like, weird, funky things where you, like, are freaked out by a tablet and signing digitally.
Right.
It's just, there's not a consistency, which is disappointing throughout the whole thing. Similar in, like, tone too, right? Just of, like, you're going outside dressed super old-fashioned, like.
I understand. I get the thing of, like, old people tend to dress like like kind of how they used to dress in a way.
Sure.
And like old fashioned.
Sure.
But like, firstly, not all old people. Some old people keep up with the trends.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, like somewhere between like, the whatever 400 years you were here, at some point maybe you went, I'll try jeans.
Yeah.
50 years, 60, 70 years ago.
Right.
You had 70 years of jeans being pretty popular, at least for men.
Yeah.
If this is 2020-ish, maybe it was a little earlier.
Yeah.
Like, at what point do you go, oh, maybe I'll like try something new? I don't know. It just...
Yeah.
I understand they're playing it to be funny, and some of it is, but I feel like I don't know where the rules are, so I can't dig into the funniness as well.
Yeah. I think like the funniness of a joke is when you establish certain rules, and then you build on that,
Or
right?
you tweak them or whatever.
Yeah. But then when you don't know what the foundation is, it's difficult to know.
Also, I haven't fallen in love with Guillermo yet.
Yeah,
I feel like he's our main character, sort of.
Right, but we're not following him strongly enough to be the main character.
Yeah.
But he's the only one that like has had like a clear objective so far. Like, yeah. The other weird thing with Guillermo is that he feels in every way like the vampires. Like, how is he? If you didn't tell me he's not a vampire, like, how is he different than the vampires?
Yeah, he kind of speaks in a similar diction.
Right, and he's just as awkward as they are. He seems to be just as like weirded out by everything around him in the world as they are. And I think what would have been more interesting and more funny is if you had someone who's very hip and with it, and very modern and very like on like, had like the latest cell phone, had like the trendiest new clothes.
Sure. And he's trying to get them on board.
And is like trying to be like, no, if you guys start a Facebook group, then we can have an event when everyone comes.
Yeah.
And they're just like, what is this Facebook group?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't mind if their like consciences were in the 70s. Or like in the 90s. Like they haven't gotten to the 2000s yet. They've gotten into they're just discovering 90s music or something.
Sure.
I did like the little bit where he's like, oh, and I saw Antonio Banderas and I was like, oh, if he can do it, I can do it too. Yeah. That's so cute. I love that.
Right. That's
funny. It's cute. It's kind of like pertinent.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, let's get some representation in there. Let's see those Hispanic vampires.
Yeah. Everybody is sort of the same character. I think that's also the problem. Like, the vampires and our main human we're super awkward. We kind of stare blankly all the time. The camera has these long shots where things are just awkward and uncomfortable.
Right.
Like, that's kind of this like flat one note that like every scene and every character,
even the like lovers, or I don't know if they're married or just together, like even they have the same conflict where they're like, oh, I slept with him, it could be awkward, which I actually think is quite fun, but I don't feel like they played with it at all. And maybe they'll play with it in future episodes,
sure,
but I feel like you can start with it being way funnier.
Right, so that when the Baron actually shows up, like the girl at least says, like, oh, I don't know how it's gonna, like, I'm a little nervous how it's gonna be, but like, yeah, none of that comes out.
I wouldn't have minded. I think it would be interesting if the Baron was like super with it.
Okay, like
he's with it. He understands like European culture.
Yeah.
Like American culture. He's got like a cell phone. He's like, he steps out of. He's like, oh. Sorry, I was on Facebook.
Yeah.
And a contrast. I need a contrast for things to be funny.
Yeah.
And they're like you said, they're all sort of the same character.
Yeah.
Would you watch another episode?
Unfortunately, no. Because I watched an entire movie that felt like this episode 3 times in a row.
I think I might watch in a second episode if I got bored. But at this point, I've got like a bunch of other seasons of stuff that I'm really into.
Yeah. What are we watching tomorrow?
Tomorrow we are watching the first episode of BoJack Horseman. All right, so if you want to check it out, join us tomorrow. Thanks for watching with us.